So, New Mutants. We waited for it for so long. It was delayed so many times. There were reshoots, then there weren't reshoots. It was a horror movie, then it wasn't a horror movie.
No 5.
Boone was working on it, then Boone
Disney
wasn't. Then the world went into
then it was
panic
delayed
mode
again.
and delayed it again. And am I mistaken, or was Antonio Banderas supposed to be in it at some point?
Oh, damn. That was a lot.
Then a few months ago, it finally came out. And what did I think when I finally saw it? It was...
one word. Disappointed.
It might just be the most forgettable movie the entire X-Men franchise had to offer, which I guess is a good thing, so people could just forget it exists once we turn our heads in another direction.
I apologize. I forgot you were there. You may go now.
I wasn't planning on writing about this, but less than 5 minutes in, I found myself jotting down all my thoughts about why it wasn't working. It was just so disappointing that, especially with such a cool premise for superhero movies as this had, that they took this story and slapped on the most boring and generic story beats and characters you could possibly imagine. Everybody is boring. Nobody has any real depth. You know exactly what's going to happen and where everything is going to go, and worst of all, it's an hour and a half, which basically telegraphs to me that the studio did the absolute bare minimum for the movie and then said, screw it, not our problem, we didn't make it. I mean, hell, the New Mutants were better in Days of Future Past, and they didn't even have lines in that movie. And you know me, I can be pretty lenient with X-Men movies. I mean, I did like Dark Phoenix after all. But this just rubbed me the wrong way. So I want to dive into this. Get my hands dirty with this mess of a movie. Actually, mess might be the wrong word. Mess implies there was something clean from the start. New Mutants felt like it was always destined to be this way. So it opens up with Danny, a Native American girl, talking about bears or something, before being startled awake by her father, played by Adam Beach. Is he the only guy who can play Native American roles anymore? I feel like Hollywood is always pigeonholing this guy to just be the Native American guy with nothing to do. He didn't even get an intro in Suicide Squad. Did his character even have a name in this, or was it just Native American father? I mean, he dies off screen with 1 minute of screen time. Seriously, he's a good actor. Give him something to do other than just Native American guy number one. He runs into her room and says,
We have to run as fast as we can.
You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man.
She runs away and is the only survivor left from a tornado that growls. Did you seriously expect us to believe that movie? It's not the storm from James and the Giant Peach. We're not going to buy that. Even the teenagers who this was clearly made for aren't that naive. Danny even says that the tornado growled at her, but she still believes the doctor anyway. That's even dumber than...
The fire's shooting at us!
She passes out and she wakes up handcuffed to a bed in an empty hospital. Gotta say, I'm getting some super normal vibes from this place. Oh, hey Macy, what are you doing up there? Aside from giving off some major Newt from Aliens vibes, the doctor comes in and says, don't worry, you're safe in a hospital. Yeah, I'd feel safe in this place too. Faded sign, locked to a gurney, girl crawling through the pipes, nobody else around. Instant trust right there. Feel totally secure. Why did you take her necklace off just to give it back to her? I mean, she was wearing it when she passed out, right? Is it so we could see it's a bear? Because bears are like a whole thing in this movie.
Look, guys, I'm a bear.
The doc tells Danny her whole family died, but she didn't get a scratch. Jeez, can you go one X-Men movie without pulling an Unbreakable reference out of your ass? Then the movie, like all good movies do, cuts away from her reaction to the very next scene of her sitting on a couch. Yeah, we didn't want to feel sympathy or emotion for this character anyway. I guess she does cry a little.
Oh, my dear God. Are you one of those single-tier people?
Then we meet our movie's motley crew. Rain, Ileana, Roberto, and Sam. And they're all so... You know that food in the Matrix?
Breakfast of champions.
If you close your eyes, it almost feels like you're eating runny eggs.
You know, a bowl of snot.
Felt like that. I don't blame the actors for this one. They're all obviously very talented. But these characters, could they be more stereotypical? Their powers are all cool and visually represented better than I thought they could be, but they never do a single interesting thing with them. Except in the very last scene with shoddily directed action featuring quick cuts and a poorly lit night setting. Man, do you guys ever know what we want? Other than that scene, they just mope around and are constantly assholes to each other. And their accents. Oof. We got the good, the bad, and the ugly over here. Macy Williams is good, but Anya Taylor-Joy...
It's a cage. And now you're trapped in it forever.
Should be obvious she can't do accents considering her everyday one can't decide where she's from.
My actions were very stupid, and I don't suggest that anybody does what I did.
And Charlie Heaton?
Hell is this place?
Way to go as generically Southern as humanly possible.
You know, I couldn't pay you $1 million anyway.
And I guess they didn't give the other guy an accent who is supposed to be born and raised in Brazil because they hit their diversity quota already, which is probably why they light-skinned the hell out of that character.
I guarantee you will be impressed with the amount of whitening you've been able to accomplish with this miracle whitening solution.
Let me touch back on Ileana for a sec, who is the most thoroughly unlikable character I've seen in a teen drama like this. She's never nice, she's borderline racist.
This isn't the hospital, Pocahontas.
You want the buffaloing? You people love buffalo, don't you?
Standing Rock. That's a good one.
And none of what she says is funny or charming. I never really gave a shit about her because everything she does just feels so mean-spirited. You just want her to fuck yourself. There's a habit I notice a lot of actors have where they play racism or sexism or any kind of bias at all in a way over-the-top way so that audiences know that it's a performance and it's not really what the actor is like. But this usually means it's impossible to identify with a character because they feel so fake, and I feel that's exactly what Anya Taylor-Joy's problem is in this movie. And she leaves me with so many questions. She can teleport around this place, but she can't teleport out? Why? Is there a force field in this other dimension you go to? What the hell are even your powers? To sum up what I think they are, you can go between dimensions in the space between spaces and kind of teleport and make stuffed animals come to life, and you give yourself a Winter Soldier arm and a sword that sometimes lights on fire like your eyes, and also Colossus is your brother.
And also, you can't read!
Did I get that right? And where is your brother? You're telling me an X-Man wouldn't go looking for his essentially kidnapped sister? Are we supposed to care about her sock puppet? 'Cause I don't. Not even a little bit. It's not enough of a presence to be cute, yet on too much to be forgotten, making its inclusion just the right amount of stupid. I feel like I'm hating on her the most, but that's probably because she was hating on everybody else the most. I wanted her to just...
Stop it. Stop.
Yeah, we see some shit that happened as a child, but she never really opens up to them about it. She sticks with that asshole thing for the entire movie. God, she sucks, but at least I have something to say about her. Everyone else is just a cardboard cutout of a character. I feel like I've said the phrase caricatures, not characters before, but it feels really applicable to this movie. So Danny meets everybody. To sum up pretty much all their characters, Rain gives her the yes, yes, me horny look. I wonder if that's gonna go anywhere. Roberto is kinda douchey. Ileana is extremely douchey. And Sam has a southern accent.
Oh, seriously?
Oh, and they're all messed up from their past. The good doctor over here tells Ileana to show her around. Clearly the best choice for the job, not the girl giving her the doomy eyes. Or the guy giving the doomy eyes, for that matter. Hey, Ileana. I know why they call you magic. It's because you made your dragon disappear in between shots. They get outside and Ileana starts doing graffiti. Where did she get it? Don't they have cameras everywhere? Why would they give that to her? Why do you say only unlikable things?
I wasn't actually asking.
Danny tries to leave, but the force field around the place blocks her. Again, super chill vibes coming from this place. Danny says screw this and goes to the clock tower to give herself the old quick exit.
I'm gonna kill myself!
But Rain, who is pretty much the only decently good character in this, stops her. And this time they give each other the doomy eyes. Then Rain gives her the standard "what is this place" scene from the original X-Men. You guys know you're talking about Sam and he's right there. And you're shit-talking him like a lot.
0 to 100 like a cannonball.
Oh, like a cannonball. I get it. So then we get our first spooky scene where Sam sees a vision of him in the mining tunnels where I think his dad died, but even worse, he loses his hat.
No! And Annie's leaving for cowboy camp any minute, and I can't find it anywhere!
What could be causing this? Couldn't be Danny having a nightmare at the same time. Nope, it's for sure a mystery. I'll never figure it out. The next day, Danny asks Rain about the brand on her back.
That's some serious body art.
So you see what's clearly a brand on someone and you think, whoa, that's so cool. Did you do that yourself instead of a tattoo? Are you some kind of idiot? And she keeps asking about it. Dude, take the hint. Oh, hey Sam, why are you hitting yourself? Does this ever come back in the movie? Nope. Okay. Oh look, they're watching Buffy with Willow and her girlfriend. Real subtle. Well, I think it's been 4 whole minutes since Ileana was a total dick, so let's see more of that.
You want the buffalo wing?
She gets sent to solitary because remember, this hospital is super chill and has a nightmare about, okay, the smiling men are officially the most terrifying thing I've ever seen. Danny has another nightmare and the doc says she needs to do more tests.
Relax. I'm a doctor. Ha 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 ha.
After that, we get more scenes of them doing nothing. Hey, who fixed the clock tower in a day? 1 person works here. I am now realizing that maybe that's a different side of the clock tower, but I refuse to concede my point. Rain gets scared by a nightmare. Hey, if...
Demons can't come in churches.
Why did you leave the church? Then at night, all the kids go upstairs to hang out and do a lie detector test.
It's a lie detector.
Thanks for telling me it was a lie detector test. Otherwise, I might never have figured it out.
We know.
So it's been over half an hour, and I'm now just learning anything about these guys' personalities. And I don't even get that much. These still all feel like caricatures and not characters. And they're all kind of the same. They all feel guilty about accidentally killing someone, except Ileana because...
She sucks! She's a tattoo artist!
So the only difference is that some are assholes and some are not. Cool. Depth. Also, when Sam talks, all I can hear is an actor putting on an accent.
I am getting my bitter.
Well, yeehaw, cowboy. Why don't you reveal something about your personality besides you're one of the good ones? Or show some emotions other than you hitting yourself in the face. Also, in one scene, you want to stay there forever, and the next scene, you're asking when you can leave. I feel like you guys filmed both options and then couldn't decide which take to use because they were both just so good, and you kept them both in. But that's not how things work, professional movie makers.
Belong here.
I think I do.
2 hours later.
I just want to go home.
The next night, Ileana spikes the doctor's tea. What? Wait, how? With what? You're a prisoner. Where do you keep getting all this stuff? They do a little party together, and they're all suddenly acting buddy-buddy with Ileana. Doesn't really jive with every other scene of her irritating everyone to no end. Didn't you fight with her a scene ago? Did you just cut out a couple scenes there, Disney? Then they say they think they're training for an X-Men school. What?
Are you dying of dementia?
That might be the stupidest conclusion anyone has ever come to in a superhero movie. Rain and Danny sneak off together to the graveyard outside and watch the rain. Ooh, I think this is the scene where they're finally gonna do it, because nothing says do it like a graveyard. Hey, if they do it, you think they'll be doing it doggy style? Cause she turns into a dog.
All right, I hate myself. Is that what you want me to say?
Then Roberto has a nightmare vision. Wait, why? I mean, they haven't really said it yet, but we know Danny is causing them. It seemed to be implied that it was from her nightmares, and she's clearly in a good mood right now, so why is he seeing stuff? It feels like the movie just mixed 2 scenes back to back with conflicting tones. It's about now that I realize there's no real logical flow here. Stuff just keeps happening over and over because the story and screenwriters say so, until I guess we finally get to whatever conclusion they want us to be at. And I knew it was an illusion right off the bat because Ileana isn't being a total dick. It's actually kind of priceless because I actually almost started to like her for a second. She almost showed an ounce of humanity.
Damn. What happened here?
Good thing it wasn't real. I almost related to a character. Phew. Also, what's with your hair? They look like little piles of cow crap. Why did you have time to do this? The good doc does a few more tests on Danny, and she has some kind of psychic visions of... Wait, is that... Are you using footage from Logan?
How dare you?
Is this really a comparison you want to make? You think you can just connect yourself to Logan randomly and then never have it come up again?
Not okay!
You want me to recall one of the greatest achievements in not only superhero filmmaking, but in filmmaking in general to what is essentially the complete opposite? I can assure you that is not something you want to do. That's like feeding me cat food and saying, here's a nice picture of a steak to look at. You tease.
No!
So after this, much like the film, everything starts going to shit. The smiley men come back, Rain is attacked in the shower, and Ileana chokes Danny. Also, am I supposed to feel bad for Ileana now, or even her stupid imaginary friend stuffed animal? Because after actively hating her for an hour, you can't just suddenly cause me to change my tune. By now you've put her in a hole that she can't possibly be dug out of. Sorry. And why are all the crayons suddenly moving on the ground? That literally never once comes into play except in this scene. They all realize that Danny's the one doing this. She basically has been telegraphing that she's showing them ghosts this whole time. Might as well have called her Danny Phantom. Then the doctor, being the diligent servant and having no agency whatsoever, tells her boss what happened, and then she is told to terminate the subject. Hold on. Are you telling me that she is evil? Well, I am shocked and dismayed.
Well, now you can't be both. You be shocked, I'll be dismayed.
Even Danny, dumb person that she is, starts to catch on.
I don't think this is a hospital.
And yet, she still goes with the doctor just to let her murder her. What a good protagonist. The doc even tells her the world's longest killing story for like 10 minutes, telegraphing, I'm gonna kill you.
You can do your best to save a patient, but sometimes the most humane thing to do is put it to sleep.
She's giving you all of the hints, you moron. They see more smiley men in Ileana's room.
Listen to me, he can't hurt you.
You want to tell that one to Rain, big guy? Everyone gets attacked by these dudes who are going to probably haunt my nightmares forever, thanks movie. And how come Roberto is always doing dishes? He's done them like 3 times already, and I haven't seen him or anybody else cook even once.
No, I stay. I clean.
Rain frees Danny. Everybody tries to get out. Ileana totally leaves Sam out to dry because she's the worst. And Sam exits one scene blasting off and enters the other just casually jogging. Nice editing skills, guys. 11 out of 10. At least he held onto his hat this time. I was real worried about that thing. So I guess Roberto can control his powers now, banging at the doors like that. And Ileana also gets the confidence to fight all these guys. I feel like maybe you skipped those scenes, movie. But again, who needs to develop and attach themselves to these guys when they do so much cool stuff?
That was badass.
They all meet up for an exposition dump and decide to kill Reyes, I think. I don't know, it's a little unclear. Well, I know Ileana wants to because, duh.
Let's kill the bitch.
But I didn't think these other teens would be so willing to kill, especially after all the people they killed by accident. But what do I know? I'm not their doctor. And damn, is there some noticeable bad dubbing here or what? Like mid-scene, Danny just totally sounded different and switched back.
We don't have much time. We got each other out of our cages. Reyes wants me dead, and it won't be long before she comes back.
No one's gonna fucking notice.
But once they confront her, the doc, being not dumb, gets them under force field and Danny falls asleep? Guess she missed nap time. Oh wait, no she didn't. She was napping 2 scenes ago. Does she just constantly need saving here? What a protagonist. Guess the screenwriters just couldn't think of a way to make her naturally get knocked out, not even by a falling piece of building or something. But then the doc, suddenly becoming dumb, gets killed by a giant demon bear. What the hell is this, guys? I guess you guys talk about bears a lot, but I didn't think we were going to see a giant-ass bear just attacking them. Didn't really feel like a villain that you built up. Whatever. There's a big-ass bear now, and they gotta kill it. So Ileana goes out to get it, and I guess her dragon is real now.
You okay, Lockheed?
Why? How? What? But mostly...
Who cares?
So they all start fighting the big-ass bear while Danny is just knocked the hell out. One by one, they join the fight.
Nut up!
Or shut up.
That line made me laugh cringe so hard. Oh no, Sam lost his hat. Danny, you better be worth it. That hat was my lifeblood in this movie. And I gotta say, when Roberto joins the fight, great dodge by the way, it barely missed you there. I gotta admit, he looks pretty awesome. Props to you, movie. 1 point in the win column. Danny wakes up finally because her ghost dad helps her seriously give Adam Beach a better role. She stops the bear and the sun comes up on a beautiful new day. Yay, we're all so happy. They all have a happy moment before walking out of the facility finally free, with Danny narrating over it, talking about the 2 bears inside us.
Inside every person, there are 2 bears. One bear is all things good. There is all things evil. Which one wins? The one you feed.
Are you guys stealing from Tomorrowland?
There are 2 wolves. Which wolf wins?
Whichever one you feed.
Why would you steal from that movie? I mean, I like Tomorrowland, but I don't think anybody else did. Why did you change the metaphor from wolves to bears? Is it because one of you is a wolf? I bet it is. Also, this is just a side thing, but I don't think they ever refer to themselves or get referred to as the New Mutants. That might be a nitpick, but hey, at least the movie's over, and there's no after credit scene. Cool. Good God, was this a waste of a movie? I mostly just found myself confused about everything the entire time, and this is coming from someone considered by many to be a comic book aficionado. You guys needed a lot more development of their powers and their backstories. You can't just have one scene of stuff like that and say that's depth, especially when you waste them by giving them nothing to do for majority of the runtime. It felt so much like bare bones development, telling not showing, and a lot of time I felt like you were forcing these actors into characters they didn't really match with. All Danny's character ever is sad. That's not a character, guys. That's just a feeling.
Just a feeling.
Give her something to do. I suppose her and Rain's relationship was kind of nice to see, especially in a superhero movie, but it unfolded about as generically as you would ever see in a movie. Honestly, I was more invested in Negasonic Teenage Warhead and Yukio's relationship in Deadpool 2 than this. I thought that one felt much more honest.
You guys make a super cute couple. Yeah.
And Sam's arm being broken the whole time? What the hell was up with that? I assume he broke it being an idiot with his powers, but you guys didn't really outline what he could do all that much. Sometimes, like in the comics, he's invulnerable when blasting off, like when he's fighting stuff, but other times he gets hurt. Which is it, guys?
Tell me! Tell me, you bastard!
And the editing. The editing needed a lot more help to make everything flow better scene to scene. And no wonder this is so inconsistent. There's 3 goddamn editors on this thing. How could anyone possibly think that was a good idea? Is that why they keep flashing back to the beginning of the movie over and over without showing us any new information? They even do this as early as like 10 minutes after it happened. For reference, most movies have 1, maybe 2 editors on a film if they come as a team. With 3, it feels like you're pulling them in 3 different directions. Just pick a lane, movie. The studio needed to decide if they wanted a horror movie or a teen coming of age story. None of this halfway in between, not really choosing a direction stuff. Felt a lot like with Josh Boone directing, maybe lean into what his vision is or was. In post-production, Fox tried to edit this movie to be more of a horror movie than anything. Then in the shuffle over to Disney, I feel like the movie just got lost. What? Fox messing up the post-production of a superhero film, but they're batting 1,000 on that one.
It's fantastic.
And I was really disappointed because it's actually a pretty cool premise and a pretty cool comic storyline, and I feel like Josh Boone was someone who actually had passion for this, but it felt like he was gradually stripped away by the studio system. And now we just have to look forward to the future.
The future. A dark, desolate world.
Where mutants will hopefully join the MCU, and hopefully Kevin Feige, who's shown keen eye and respect for these characters in the past, will do something worthwhile with these characters. But for now, we're going to have to stick with the best interpretations of these characters being in X-Men Evolution's 2nd season. Boom, boom. It's the final countdown.